What is going on, YouTube? Now, I haven't made one of these videos in a while. This is going to be a ride-along video, but I don't know, I thought I'd switch it up and make one today. And hopefully this phone holder actually works, because, man, my phone is actually in a case now. Since I have a new one, I decided that I wanted to keep it as close as possible in immaculate condition, because I plan on selling it pretty quickly and upgrading to the new iPhone 7 Plus. Can't wait for that thing, but you know, still under contract right now, and it just doesn't make any sense to buy that at this time. So gonna be another month or so, but that's fine. But yeah, I just wanted to update you guys, and I'm really happy. Today I'm shipping 15 or more packages right now. Got 3 packages right here, 2 board games. Those are the only packages going to FedEx, and then back there I have all the packages going to USPS. A lot of them are first class, but have some priority in there. And yeah, I mean, headed to USPS right now. Pretty stoked. I mean, the weather outside is weird. It's kind of odd. It's like high 60s, but it doesn't really feel that way because it's gloomy outside. I know it doesn't look so right now, but it is. As well as there's a little breeze going on, and it's like I have the AC on right now, because if you turn off the AC and have the windows up, it's gonna get warm. But then, you know, you have the AC on right now and you're like, it's a little chilly. But I'd rather be chilly than you know, too warm. I don't know, I just don't want to sweat in my car right now. That'd be awkward. But yeah, headed to this post office here, and you know, I'm so happy I just get to walk in, and they have a huge bin. You just throw them all in, and they scan them. They're really good about scanning stuff. Sometimes I see a guy outside picking up the mailboxes and whatnot, and he literally says, hey, just come right here, man. I will take them and I will scan them all. You can watch. And I'm like, no, I trust you. You know, I trust you'll scan them. He's like this, no, I insist. You should watch. And I'm like, okay, every time, you know, I watch. But I mean, I totally trust the guy. He's a really nice guy. Never had a problem with him. So there are some mailmen that are really good people, and yeah, it's a government job, so there's gonna be people that are jerks as well. But that's almost anywhere in life. That's almost any job place. So you know, you can only I know, it's just, I hear a lot of people complaining about mail people, and I'm sure it's a little bit of a frustrating job. I've never worked at a place like that myself, but I can only understand. I mean, especially working inside with all those customers, and a lot of people, they have absolutely no idea what something costs to ship, and then they tell them, and if they don't like what they hear, you know, they get pretty mad. I mean, I've heard some pretty crazy customers in the post office, and I feel like telling them, you know what, go print online, because you can save money. But then, you know, I'm not even gonna get into that. It's not even worth my time. A lot of them would just sit and argue why they shouldn't have to do that or whatever. So yeah, that's not something I'm going to do. Now, if it was someone close to me and they didn't ship often, then yeah, I would tell them how they can save a little bit of money if they just go online, and it's so much easier. Plus, one thing that a lot of people don't utilize at this post office is they have a little electronic scale, and it's kind of like a post office ATM type gig, where you just type in the dimensions, you type in what service you want to use, and it tells you how much it's going to cost, and it'll spit out a label. And a lot of times there's not a lot of people in that line but there's a lot of people in line for a physical person. And I can understand, because me myself, I like the physical connection. I like dealing with people more so machines a lot of the time. Now, certain situations it's definitely different, but something like what I think about is classes in school and whatnot, and I will never do online schooling. I tried it one time and it was awful. I hated it. I was not successful. Yeah, there's just some people that they really enjoy that physical connection. They like that one-on-one, in-person experience. You know, maybe not so much one-on-one. Maybe, you know, it just goes to show you that we're not the society I think that a lot of businesses think that we want. We don't want all these machines interacting with us and whatnot, and it's starting to turn into a rant. But yeah, that's just my opinion. I would much rather associate myself with a person rather than a machine. But I'm at the post office, guys, gonna drop off like 12 USPS packages or something like that, so see you in a few seconds. So USPS drop off was a success. Whipped right in and dropped them off in literally a few seconds, like I said. But with that being said, there was one package that I would not buy again. Well, at least for the price I bought it for and the price that I sold it for. Yes, every once in a while you're going to have a bad buy, and this buy was actually a whole thing sealed of CD blank discs, and I thought they would fetch like 22 bucks, and it just sat there. It wasn't selling. So eventually, I don't know what price I dropped it to, but I had a sale going on and it sold for $16. Now, mind you, I paid $5 for it, and shipping was relatively cheap, luckily, because it went to somewhere in the Midwest, I believe. So it cost me about $6 to ship. So 16 minus 11, you're saying that's $5 profit, but it's actually not $5 profit because of fees and whatnot. So when it came down to it with fees, it just wasn't worth my time. I wouldn't pick that up again. So you live, you learn. You know, everyone's gonna have bad buys. It doesn't matter how experienced you are. It doesn't matter how many years you put in. But the thing is, the more you do this, the less bad buys you have, especially when you look everything up. I mean, we are in the day and age where the eBay mobile app is so easy to use, as well as so quick to look something up. And I'm not telling you, you know, you have to look up everything. I'm just saying it is a great tool to utilize, and I definitely believe more people should be using it more, and there's some people that should be using it less. Again, the more time you put in, all right, this person isn't gonna drive his car. Probably could have turned, but now I probably won't be able to. You know, so many idiots on the road these days, it's ridiculous. You know, I try not to complain too much about stupid drivers, but sometimes they irk me a little bit. Especially when it's rush hour traffic and, oh, sure, the idiot gets to go, but I don't get to now. But with that being said, headed to FedEx right now. It's kind of a toss-up in that FedEx. There are some people that are really nice, they're kind, they're helpful, and then there are some others in there that they're not friendly at all. I mean, don't get me wrong, they do their job, but that is basically it. They're not willing to go any extra step. They're not really willing to interact with customers on a deeper basis. And I totally believe that that's one of the keys to a good business. It's like, yeah, anybody can be told what to do, but can they really interact? I mean, can they make customers happy? And it's kind of sad, because I think a lot of times the people that are so interactive and helpful, you know what, the managers, they don't really appreciate them enough, and they're getting paid the same as that asshole that just does the bare minimum. That's the problem in well, one of the problems in this society. But I must say, I don't know why, but today the video seems very crisp. Let me know what you guys think. I mean, seriously, I don't know if it's because of the lighting or whatnot. It just seems very crisp on my end. Hopefully when I upload this video, it will appear the same as on my screen right now. Now, I am optimistic on that. But this light is crazy. I mean, seriously, it's taking forever. But today, what is on the agenda after FedEx? Now, I'm gonna head downtown to a little store, got a little business to do there, and then today is Monday, so I have family over for dinner. Monday is always a fun day. Monday is kind of like a lot of people's Sundays for me. Now, we have grandparents coming over, as well as I'm going to be picking up my great-grandfather, and yeah, I mean, should be a good time. It usually always is. It should be a fun time, a funny time, because now my brother and my grandfather both have the same type of personality, and this personality is kind of tough to deal with. Now, it doesn't matter what the topic is, they know everything, and there's no swaying their decisions. It doesn't matter about experience or facts too much. I mean, they're both that hard-headed. It's pretty crazy. I should film on a Monday and show you guys how hot-headed these two are. But then again, for whatever reason, my brother is very opposed to being on camera. I don't understand it myself. I guess there's a lot of people that don't like it, but I just don't see what the big deal about it is. Some of these discussions, oh my gosh, they get so out of hand. It's like a comedy show on TV. Seriously, it's quite that good. So unfortunately, you know, maybe in the future I'll be able to film that. And I'm hoping the sales continue, because yesterday and the day before I had really good sales. And I know it's the weekend. A lot of times the weekend is very good. But to spike sales even more, I ended up doing a progressive sale, one that I haven't done in a while. Now, usually I just throw 5-10% up, and basically the only reason I'm doing it is not so much discounting the product, but more so the boost with Cassini's algorithm, because we've come to find out that sales, say whatever you want, but sales will increase availability for your items, as well as free shipping, among a lot of other things. But sales do increase your availability, and it's just as simple as that. I mean, seriously, there is no argument to be made anymore. I've seen the facts, and it's a fact now. That's really as simple as it gets. One of the things that I like about going to FedEx is a lot of times I'm shipping a big bulky item, and it costs a very reasonable amount. And one of the main reasons for this a lot of the time is I'm using FedEx Smart Post. It is one of those weird services. It starts off with FedEx, and it goes all the way to the city that the destination is, but then they transfer it to USPS, and those two have some type of deal. I don't know how the numbers work, but FedEx gets a cut, USPS gets a cut, and they're both happy because FedEx does not like to do home deliveries per se, and USPS likes to do home deliveries, but they don't like shipping across the country so much because FedEx has found a way that they're pretty effective getting it across the country, but they're not too effective going to homes, whereas USPS hasn't found an effective way to go across the country, but they're very effective at going home to home. So it's kind of cool that they have that service. It is a pretty slow service. I won't say it's fast by any means. Sometimes you luck out and it is very speedy. Now, one of the issues is it takes extra time because of that switch when it goes from FedEx to USPS. And it's not really that big of a deal as long as you have the shipping clearly listed in your listing on eBay. Seriously, if people know beforehand what amount of time that it will take, it's not going to be an issue. And if it is, eBay will help you with that. Like if they leave a negative feedback just because the shipping time, but the shipping time was clearly indicated on your listing, then eBay will help you remove that. There's nothing to be said about it. I mean, how can a customer argue that the shipping took too long when you could clearly state how long the shipping will take, or can take, I want to say? Because personally, in my listings, most of the time, if I know I can't ship it first class, then I list it as FedEx Smart Post, because I know it's the slowest shipping that I will use, but I can always upgrade. Sometimes I will do FedEx Home Delivery, which is faster, and sometimes I will do USPS Priority, which is faster. So that's something to think about, something to be on the lookout for. Always understate but over deliver is better than overstating and under delivering. Alrighty guys, FedEx was a success as well. There was no one in line, but I never wait in line anyway. I just throw them up on the counter, and actually the lady said, are there shipping labels on here already? Yes, there always are. But seriously, she said, I said, have a good day and whatnot, and she said, you too, but don't you want a receipt? And I usually don't take a receipt. They are very good. I've never had one problem with them scanning something. And yeah, of course, if I was dropping off something that is over $250, then I do get a receipt. It depends, like, you know, something that is not overly expensive, then I don't know, I don't get a receipt. But that's all up to you, you know, that's a personal choice. Would I recommend it? I guess I would not, because it's always better to have one rather than not have one. So, you know, to each their own on that. It's just more time, and wherever you can save time, I try to do so. Now, headed downtown, gonna stop at this business real quick. Hopefully I can save a little money there. Go car, you have the right of way. An old lady. No offense to old ladies, but I'm kind of torn what to do after dinner tonight. It's like, should I go play Pokemon Go and go on a nice walk, nice long walk? But it's getting dark so early around here. I want to say sunset is before 7 p.m. now. That's sad to say, really. It truly is. I'm not looking forward to fall, especially because right after fall comes winter, and winter is my least favorite time, but what can you do, right? Maybe in the future I'll move and go somewhere that's warm all year long. That would be probably ideal for me, since I don't like the cold. Maybe, I don't know, we'll think about that in the future. Something to ponder for sure. But yeah, after dinner, maybe Pokemon Go, maybe I'll go to the gym early. I haven't been going to the gym early lately. There was one day I did go from 8 p.m. to 12 p.m. That was a really successful day. I was happy about that one. But lately, I don't know, it's just been, I haven't been able to get there until 9 or 10, preferably 9, but it's been almost closer to 10. I mean, I stay till 12 typically. I stay till close. I like working out at night. I know a lot of people, they like the morning. They like it one of the first things they do when they get up. That's just not me. I'm not a morning person. I don't enjoy going to the gym right in the morning. I feel like when I do that, I don't know, it kind of ruins the day. Now, to each their own. Again, everyone has their own opinions. Everyone, you know, has their own choices on that. But whatever works for you, I will tell you do that. You know, I'm not going to tell someone what to do, but I will tell them if something is more preferable, then do that. You only live once. You only have one life, so why not be the happiest that you can be, right? I'm not going to lie either. It does sound appealing to go hit up a thrift store or two after dinner. But I know if I do that, I don't have that much time, and I really should stay till close then. But then that means I will be staying till 9 o'clock, and then I won't go to the gym late. I don't know. It's all choices. It's all weigh your options, but I need to get more books. I want to get a lot more CDs. I definitely want to buy some good CDs. CDs I really enjoy. It's just, I guess I don't spend enough time really working on them and looking for them. But you can make some great money with CDs on Amazon. I'll be the first one to tell you about that. You know, it's crazy. There's some CDs that, you know, you can pick up for $1 and you can flip them for 90 bucks. Now, can you do that every single day? Probably not. It's probably not going to happen. But if you scan enough CDs, if you learn what CDs to really be on the lookout for, you can kind of tell, just like books, if I scan this, it's probably going to be worth something. Now, could it be worth, could it be a penny CD? Sure, of course it could be. Just like books, you might think you found a killer book, but then, you know, there's way too many people on the listing, or you're not comfortable with the rank, or anything could happen like that. But a lot of people skip CDs, and maybe that's why there are better CDs out there, because a lot of people don't like dealing with them. A lot of people are afraid to buy any CDs that basically have any scratches on them and whatnot. But you know, I have a machine that fixes them, and some people even only want to buy CDs that they're sealed, or you know, they're sealed but coming open, or what. I don't know. You're not going to find that many good CDs if those are the only CDs you're looking for. Now, maybe there's some places in the country that's an exception to that rule, but I doubt it, you know. I highly doubt it that you're going to be able to find new or like new CDs that are going to be worth much money. I wanted to share with you what my view looked like. I mean, this traffic in my city is just getting ridiculous. I understand it's 4:40 right now, but man, I hate driving in traffic. Now, one thing I do want to clarify, when I purchase CDs, it is 100% for Amazon, and it is actually 100% for Amazon FBA. I've actually never done merchant fulfilled. I don't ever plan on trying it either. I love FBA, and yes, with the changes recently, I don't quite like it as much, but I still like it very similar. I mean, it's just disappointing seeing that Amazon isn't going to keep one SKU is free from long-term storage fees. Especially the 6 months isn't basically too bad at all. It's just when it starts hitting a year and longer, you really start getting hit with some fees. So you have to start weighing your options there. But I am at my destination, so see you in about a couple seconds. Well, I'm back on the road again, and that seems like the line of the day today. I feel like I've been driving all day, but I really haven't. It's just to get from one side of town all the way to the other with both places being polar opposites. It's ridiculous. Like, it's not that far mile wise, but traffic is insane in my city. Now, my city is over 100,000 people in population, but it's very dense, and when it's rush hour, you know, it's just crap. It's just crappy to drive. And it's I don't know, I've spent over 30 minutes getting from one side to the other side of town. Over. Now, it's probably going to be about, I don't know, this sounds insane, maybe 50 minutes, maybe 45. And seriously, I want to say the distance is like 10 miles. I'm not lying. Now, I mean, could I be off? Maybe. Could it be 15? Maybe. But seriously, the distance-wise is so minimal for the time that it takes. It's just ridiculous. But with that being said, I got 2 emails from eBay today, and one of them a very good email, one of them a very bad email. Now, you could think about the bad email in a good light, because let me just start with the bad one. Now, the bad news is today eBay sent me a thing saying, okay, your fees hit, and it's somewhere in the $300 to $400 range for fees, which it's kind of disappointing. You know, it's definitely not the highest by any means that I've seen, but it's not the lowest. Sometimes, you know, I pay more during the month. Most of the time, I always just pay it all at the end, but sometimes I do. You know, sometimes I do pay out throughout the month, and depending on your situation, depending on, you know, yourself, you know yourself, you know whether you should pay during the month or at the end. For me, it's really not that big of a deal either way. It's kind of nice when you pay it during the month, just because you don't have a significant amount at the end. But either or, it's going to be the same. It's just, you know, do you know that you'll manage your money correctly and you'll have no issue with paying a lump sum? Or should you be paying small increments, you know, every day, every couple days or whatnot? And that's a bad email, or you could phrase it as a good email, because the higher your eBay fees, the more you're selling and the more money that you made throughout the month. But with that said, now the good email was I got my eBay Bucks coupon today. And for people that don't know what eBay Bucks are actually an incentive for you to purchase more stuff on eBay. And eBay percentages change. I mean, eBay Bucks percentage change, but they're typically a very low percent. And then they do promo days, which they shoot up. The highest that I've seen is maybe 10%. I know 10% for sure, but maybe some promo days have been even higher. I'm not quite sure on the high end. But yeah, 68 bucks, and it's an eBay Bucks certificate, which means you can use it on absolutely anything. There's no restrictions. It's basically a certificate that an eBay gift card, you could basically call it. And it has a little promo code, and you just type in the promo code when you're in the checkout for whatever you buy. Now, it does depend on how much I get for the eBay Bucks, but typically if I get a significant amount, I will tack on some of my own money and then buy precious metals, because it's kind of like free precious metals per se, because all the stuff that I buy on eBay Bucks is not influencing my purchase. Now, I say that with, it is influencing me to buy the item on eBay, but if it was not, the eBay Bucks does not matter. Now, maybe I will buy something sooner than expected, but I was still gonna buy that item in the first place. I'm not the type of person that, oh, this thing's on sale, I have to buy it. You know, that's not me. I don't really buy too much materialistic stuff anymore. It's just not something that I'm into. Now, collectible stuff is a whole nother ball game, and there are collectible materialistic things as well. So, you know, there's plenty of ways to swing stuff, but yeah, rule of thumb is I'm not into materialistic things, really. Now, I am at my grandfather's house. Had an awesome gym session tonight, guys. Just got home from the gym a little bit ago, got out of the shower, and think I'm going to conclude this video, guys. So if you liked it, if you like to see more of this type of video, please hit that like button, go ahead, comment, and if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe.